We still aren't starting for 5 minutes, but I thought I would go live a little early and just say hello to anyone popping in. It's also really quite early, so it won't surprise me if no one pops in at 7 o'clock. Most of this is listened to on replay. So today is Imbolc, and I honestly don't know what it means to me yet. I guess I'll find out. I'm just gonna go ahead and light some charcoal. I'm just setting up here. A little funny for me to go live with the ritual, I realized, because I usually am always doing this, but I'm not recording myself. But I thought, why not? Let's share in this together. And I thought, well, if no one shows up live, it's really perfectly fine. But I was going to do it anyway. Just lighting a piece of charcoal. It can burn some offerings. Somebody recently reminded me to burn more offerings. I always burn offerings, but ever since they sort of were really talking about it, I've really been burning a lot of stuff, including my finger holding this candle. So it's 7 o'clock, and let me go ahead and get started. If anybody pops in, amazing. And if you're here later on today, or even on another day, welcome to the restreaming. I imagine some of you are ritualists and do this all the time, and others of you are new. So, just a little to say something about ritual for me. I like to start my morning off with a ritual, and typically I do it in the bathtub. So obviously I'm not doing that today, but oftentimes my ritual space is really my bathroom, my main ritual space in the mornings. And it's because I feel like the bath really calms a lot of my trauma, a lot of my anxious nature, if you will. I don't think that that's my real nature, but often it feels like it. So the bathtub tends to really put me at ease, and that's why I submerge into water a lot when I'm doing ritual, and it really keeps my stress and anxiety and whatever's going on really at bay. And I think that's different places for different people on what really keeps things at bay for you. It's really, really different, I think. For some people, it's water. For others, it's not. For others, it's fire. And it could be wind, could be cold, it could be heat and blankets, it could be coziness, in whatever ways coziness, whatever cozy means to you. Again, it's different for different people, but I think it's good to think about coziness and what makes you feel safe, what makes your particular body feel safe, because we just all have very different kinds of bodies, and I think it's good to remember. I'm gonna plug in my laptop because I keep getting a dark screen. So, coziness. So I don't know where you are right now or what you're doing, but just take a moment and notice how you're feeling right now. Are you feeling cozy? Are you feeling good? Maybe you're rushing off to work soon, and so maybe cozy's not really where you're at. That too, I think, is important. Just in terms of sometimes we have to find rest when we're moving around. So if you are kind of in that jumpy space because you're out getting ready to bolt off to work or something, now may not be the time to do ritual. For me, ritual is this little space that I carve out before my day really gets going. Hence the 7 o'clock time here. For some of you, that might be earlier. Sometimes it's earlier for me, to be quite honest, but this 7 time frame, I chose it because in about 10 minutes the sun rise is going to happen. And another part of my practice has really been to greet the sun in gratitude in the mornings. Just this sense of gratitude, meaning gratitude for life, gratitude for just being human. which a lot of people don't want to be human right now because it's really difficult. I imagine you know what I mean by that. It's hard to say. Maybe you want to be human. And you're grateful for that. But just a reminder in the mornings for me has been what I do have instead of what I don't have, which is really often where I fixate of what I don't have. So it's helpful for me in the morning to remind myself of what I do have, which is more than some people have. And I always seem to be able to find that. So it's, I have 2 legs. I'm able to walk. I am able to speak. I am able to connect with source or earth or wisdom somehow. I feel very fortunate for that. I mostly have an intact body. I definitely have my aches and pains, and I have some problems, but for the most part, it's intact. I'm very grateful for that. I am really grateful for being able to breathe clean air, and it's not all the way clean, but it's cleaner than some have. I am really grateful for the gift of being able to drink water. An old Sangha member in my Buddhist Sangha, Patricia Donegan, passed a week ago now. And I went to go see her before she passed, and she had a lot of trouble swallowing. She was having trouble with that region of her body. And I thought, wow, swallowing, you know, I never even think about that function. It just sort of happens when I'm eating or drinking or whatever. And I thought, she's struggling with this now. I'm grateful for being able to swallow my water. So just that, really just starting off with this practice lately. So if you are new to ritual, you'll find your own way. My way isn't necessarily going to be your way. And so I'm inviting you now to be the way that you want to show up, what is good for you. And I will share throughout this, since we're doing this together, what is good for me. And you are more than welcome to take my ideas and things that I have incorporated by all means, but also really make it your own, really make it your own thing. So I have got my shrine up here, and my current shrine really it's got a moon and it's got a crow, and it's got Manjushri, and it's got woman with no face, and it has got a picture of my partner and I, and it has got Padmasambhava and Ganesha, and it's got a bowl of water and some fire and a piece of land. And so, your shrine can be whatever. I always feel like a shrine is just something that draws you in. So objects that draw you in, objects that are really speaking to you. And if you don't have that, there's some place in your house, even a wall or a picture that you're really drawn by. You can find that space. So just find a space, whatever that is. And it could also be a window. The natural world is really a wonderful shrine. It's so magnetizing, no matter where you are, even if you're in the city. I'm currently looking at. I'm in Northwest Indiana, and I don't know if you can see. I am basically looking at a house And so, you know, I'm not in a sort of foresty area or anything. I'm just out here in the suburbs, and yet the sky is just, you know, becoming, it's clear. There's no clouds. Sometimes the clouds are really mesmerizing to look at, but today it's very clear. And I'm grateful because when there's clarity, I know it's going to be a sunny day, and I've really been craving a lot of sun, so I'm going to get to see sun today. And sun is, you know, rising. Sun, it has gone from dark to light, and I'm kind of witnessing that right now. And so that can just be your shrine too. It's anything that draws you in, anything that feels good. And if you are, you know, really feeling a sense of tiredness right now and fatigue, you can just find rest even cozied up on a couch or in a bed. Because the shrine can be in your mind. We can just create the images we need. So if you don't have a shrine, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels good. You can visualize and imagine with your eyes open. So that's not any kind of requirement. But just imagine what feels good. A place, a picture, a person. Just take a moment and imagine what feels good. And then take another moment and imagine what you could add to your environment that would make you feel good in this moment, that would make you feel safe, calm. Is it a bowl of water? Is it a blanket? Is it lighting a candle? What could you add? And even if you're feeling calm and cozy, what could you add to take that a step further? For me, it's this blanket. So as I begin to just do ritual myself, I'm going to verbalize it out loud. You can watch, you can listen, you can participate in your own space. You can participate in your own mind. You can participate any which way you like. There are no rules. We're so used to rules, but there are no rules here. I like to rub my thighs in rock. It makes me feel safe in my body. The simple rhythm of a good rock. The slight movement of my body in flow. I hear the ocean, the sound of the waves, and I hear their steadiness. One wave collapsing into the next, into the next. And the same motion of rocking in the waves. Together, they just remind me of the rhythm. I like to touch my body to remind myself again that I have one and that it is important. I give myself a face massage, beginning with my temples and my forehead, and the top of my head. Finding the sore spots, finding the spots that feel tense. The sides of my nose, right above my top lip, my cheeks, my temples, and above my ears. Behind my ears. And into the back of my neck. All of these places. I clench my jaws at night because it is where I hold my stress. I feel the stress beneath my ears the most. And in this head, I feel so much energy. The energy of all the thoughts of what I have to do today. And I remember that this is not the time to worry about what I have to do today. But rather, this is my time. My moment. This moment where nothing has happened yet. And everything that has happened no longer exists. I come down into my neck and shoulders. And I feel the tension and stress that I've been holding here. I rub my shoulders. Feel my chest. And underneath my armpits. I check in with my throat, with my heart. How are you today? It replies back. I already feel like I've talked too much. I don't usually do this much talking in the morning. My heart says it aches a little bit. It's okay to relax, heart. And as I move my hands down, I feel anxiety below my heart center a bit of pain here, a bit of sadness. And take a deep breath. I see you, heart. I see you, spot below heart. I go down further into my belly. How are you today, belly? My back is sore, my lower back. I bring the energy down with my fingertips. And the belly says, don't be too rough. Just gentle now. What does yours say? What does she need? Come down into my hips and my thighs. Oh, legs, I feel so grateful to you. They could use a stretch. Ugh. Well, forget your feet. The ones that take all the pressure as we're walking around. The bottoms of your feet, the ones that get forgotten the most. And toes. Mine are a little chilly. They require a little extra fire. I see the sun out. She has risen. I'm ready to honor her. First, I'm going to burn some stuff. Some frankincense. Frankincense doesn't seem to be in my lineage as a herb that I burn, but for whatever reason, it's one of the few herbs that don't make me cough. You burn the things that feel sacred to you, because your body thrives on the sensation, on the sense. I'm also burning camphor, which is very much part of my Indian lineage. Before I come to you, Sun, I come cleansing all the things in my body that I wish to let go of. The tension in my throat, may it dissolve as I go through my day. The tension in my belly, the sadness of my chest, the coolness of my feet, which need more fire. I'm asking that I'd like to let go. I'd like to transform. I'd like to bring in what is necessary for my body today, for my mind today. And as I cleanse, I watch you, Sun. I see you. In gratitude, dear Sun, if you're close to a window or you're able to go out, take a moment. And as you cleanse, whether you are actually burning smoke or you are letting go in your mind stream, with the attitude of letting go, with the attitude of bringing in, with the attitude of leaving what needs to remain, we go out and greet the sun. Dear sun, I feel your rays upon me. I feel your rays upon me. I feel your light. I feel your warmth. I am grateful for your light and the ability to see. I'm grateful for your warmth and the ability to live. I come in gratitude for this life, and yet I ask, please create the circumstances in which I may thrive in this body, in this mind. And then you get a fire alarm. All right. Well, the sun has spoken. Can you hear me now? Okay, got it. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me, otherwise I'll just be talking without anyone being able to hear me. That wouldn't be that great. I love that this is recorded and that it's going to be made available and everybody gets to hear the fire alarm part. Anyway, I've stopped the smoke. I'm going to come back now from that because it was a combination of funny and a little bit of fear of like, what is happening? So my whole nervous system just sort of jumped in that. So I'm going to go back to some rocking. You do you. You know, this may be the end of the ritual for you. This may be like, okay, I got my answer from the sun, and that's what I needed to jumpstart my day. Could be you're done. Feel that out, you know. We have to work in real time. You could be doing a ritual all day, and I'm going to go a little bit longer because that's what's right for me at the moment. But you check in now with yourself to see, you know, it's 7:37. And is that, do I need to get on with my day because I have to start work or, you know, something very real? We have to make ritual really real for us. Just part of our day instead of just a thing we do and set aside time for only. But also when we do set aside time like this, just be real about it, about what's available time-wise. Having to be in a conventional world. I have a little time, so I'm going to go on, and you're welcome to continue with me or step off at this moment. So I'm just going to rock just to come back into my inner space again. To get out of self-conscious space too, of having everyone just watched that. And it's kind of funny because it's also like, who cares? I like to take some deep breaths and let them out with a sigh. And Soyinka's on here. And this feels very much like a gift that Soyinka gave me a long time ago. Bibo sigh. I use that one a lot. Bibo's breathe in, breathe out. I don't always call it that, but I definitely do it. So I just take a deep breath, very audibly. It's very audible. And then I let it out. Sometimes it's just forced and intentional, but it's really like about getting my system to go to deflate. If I'm looking for that deflated system, which is what I needed now after the fire alarm. Sometimes you need, a system to perk it up, to take it up. But for me now, so I encourage you to move and do, again, whatever feels good for your body. Sometimes bodies really need to move. Other times bodies just really need to be slow. Sometimes they need stillness. Sometimes they need warmth and comfort. Sometimes they just need to run, scream. Check in and see what your body needs. And do it. And if you can't, if you're not in a space to be able to do it, you can imagine it. And then you can do it later, if you still need that. Now I'm feeling the sun. She's just really the reflection in the window. I can feel her brightness, warmth, glow. Just really feeling the rays and her energy. Just reminding me everything's going to be all right. It doesn't always seem like it. But I've got your back. And as I look out at sun, I am reminded of ground. I remember earth. I remember the ground. Feet on the floor. Ground. She says, lay with me. Lay with me. Remember, you are a child of ground. You rest on the surface of me. You rest on the surface of me. Simply lay and remember, you rest on the surface of me. You do not fly away. You simply remain. Now feel my heart center. Feel your heart center. I too have a center. A gushy middle, like the center of a blow pop. When you get lost up in the skies, those oh so vast skies, remember me. Not just the surface, not just the ground, but the gushy part in the middle. Your gushy center is my gushy center. Remember, it's there. Just because the mud feels so good and the waters are so refreshing here. Just because the sun is above in pure seduction. Just because the air is flowing side to side on the surface. Air and sun, dirt and water are not the only ones. Remember your gushy center. Remember my gushy center. Remember, I am always here. Remember to look down once in a while at your feet. Really trying to pay attention to my feet lately. It's a message I keep getting. Remember the bottoms of your feet, your toes. I don't know what messages you keep getting. I don't know about you, but I've been listening more. I've been listening more. I spent a lot of time doing all the time. And I'm really in the space of listening. It's weird for me to be doing this Facebook Live because I'm not doing any listening with people here. Although that's really what I'd like to be doing. But I realized, yesterday that I had something to offer too. That even though I'm really in a space of wanting to listen and not really put myself out there so much, I've been getting the message to put myself out there a bit more and not be so cocooned. I've been very cocooned for about a year, I would say. Really cocooned. That's been important for me to go inner, almost like a retreat mixed with your life. But it feels time to share and be part of that collective wisdom. To recognize that each of us has got a spot. And that spot really matters. That the inner you really matters. The inner me really matters. So it's good to shine. It's really good to shine. But also knowing that everybody has a piece of this puzzle. You put together a puzzle. You put together a puzzle, and it's like if you don't have that one piece, that really annoying piece that you lose, I don't know what happens to me when I do a puzzle sometimes. It's just like one piece goes missing. Either the cat has like kicked it under the couch or something. You're missing that piece. It's not the whole puzzle. So in that way, it's like every piece everybody matters. Because they're just a piece of the puzzle. But also your piece of the puzzle is important, because if your piece of the puzzle is missing, no one benefits from that. So trust. Trust, in this beingness. Trust. That we are vessels for wisdom to come through. Trust in the wisdom that is coming through. For me lately, that channeled wisdom is coming from Earth. Just Earth herself these days. It's very much from the ground. And I have always loved sky wisdom. My mind is very vast, like this goes. But Earth wisdom, she becomes discounted when we are looking up all the time for more. More and more and more and more. And it's never enough, really. You could just get big and big and big with your mind. It's really endless. Vast space is so attractive to so many of us. We want to be in awe of something greater. And the greater never ends. The greater never ends. Till you look down. Till finally you feel the vastness. It's beautiful, like the sun. But you look down and you feel the ground. The place, the very place that you stand on. The very moment that you stand in. The very being that you are right now in this very moment is all very important. The vessel that you're in is very important. Its power we are very powerful beings. We've forgotten that. But the earth is so much stronger than we give her credit for. It's like she sees her children withering. And she is our mother. She may weep. She may weep a lot now. But she is here for us. So often now I look down in trust. In trust. And I ask you to trust with me because we're each part of the puzzle. We must trust our own humanity now. We must trust our own humanity. Not the egoic one that has taken over, that is just looking up and up and up. But the part of ourselves that forgot who we are. The ground, the feet, the ground. Land on the ground. Feel the vastness. And remember, we can have both. We do not have to choose between the ground and the sky. The ground is the ground. The sky is the sky. Together they merge in the center. The heart center of rich gooiness. The gentleness of tummy. We remember the ground, all of the fear we feel of our own selves. We just have to remember the ground. The ground is here. The ground is not letting us go. The ground is here. Vast sky, grounded earth. Come together. Feel the warmth. Throw the instructions out. Just feel. Rest your shoulders. Rest the fear. Just feel. Feel the ground. It is here. Feel the sky. It too is here. Bring them both together in a swirl in the middle. That middle is here. Every single chakra. Awake. Well, y'all, I think that's the end here. Yeah, it's just allowing. Allowing with a lot of trust. You have to decide what you trust. You know, that's important with discernment. I'll just say one thing because I think it's important for anyone that is new to this. Protection is important. Protection is important in the sense that it can just feel so foreign that you begin to feel like you're losing it. you know, can feel that foreign. It's been out of our human realm for a while, right? People have gifts. It's just that we've been conditioned to think they're scary. So somehow it's just coming to acceptance. And as I come to acceptance with my gifts, I realize my own journey becomes a teaching. Just me living the path. But we all have our own paths. And we really have to respect those. People are on different time streams. Just because we feel more awake and alive doesn't mean that that's how everybody feels. Some of us don't get a lot of relaxation and moments of relaxation. I mean, I realize I've been sitting here for an hour and 11 minutes speaking, and that is a real privilege. I've had some amount of privilege to be able to be here, being able to explore rest, joy, all of these things that I've been able to explore. And people have made that possible in my life to be able to really dive into some of the practices and create almost a retreat life for me at the moment. So there's a lot happening out there. You may feel so pulled apart. So, you know, we have to find rest in whatever ways we can. So I've been, you know, my retreat has consisted of trying to find ways to find relaxation in the mundane. Because people have jobs that are don't really let them relax. So you find relaxation in the mundane is part of my practice to really understand how do we find relaxation. It's not relaxation does not just look like laying down, being slow, but finding relaxation inside of movement and work. And work. So I know it's tough out there right now. It's tough out there right now. I can energetically sense it, and I feel like I'm inside of some privilege. But all of us deserve to have our light be shining and have access to ourselves, our full selves, the receptive parts of ourselves, the parts that need rest. So I will be around. I think, you know, I'll just be really talking about rest a lot. Rest and play. rest and play just feel like so necessary. But how do you do it in the midst of chaos? Because quite honestly, we have to talk about how to do it in the midst of just chaos and wild energy out there. So I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go. I wasn't sure what to expect with this Imbolc recording. I wanted to record it live because I feel like there's something less performative in recording things live. If you've been here a while or you saw any of this recording, you'll know that we were starting the ritual and the fire alarm went off because it just created so much smoke in here, and fire alarm went off. And it's the whole world, the whole phenomenal world is always speaking inside of rituals. So those are the teachings when they come up, when they arise. And being in the moment, you don't know what is going to sort of happen. And so this live thing, I don't, calling it a ritual, and I very much was a ritual, but also a chance. I realize I don't know who my audience is at all. And that I've met people in all sorts of different ways. And so, I don't know, feels important to just say, I don't know who my audience is. And so, in a way, putting yourself on Facebook Live and not really having a deep sense of the audience is like showing yourself or revealing yourself. It's really revealing. It's, you kind of have to be authentic on this. In a way, it's just authenticity or something. So I'll keep working with this medium. And yeah, I will keep working with this medium. So before we go, I want to say protection. Always protection before starting the day. I'm going to go on with my day. The next part of my day looks like a shower and looks like some food and some getting going. And I want to offer, as you're getting going, a sense of relaxation. Walking into the unknown day, I'm ready to accept what is next. I also have some sense of order. I know the practical things I must do. Food, shower, exercise, care for my body, dishes, work, all the things I have to do. I put on my garment of protection, whether it is the coat of the day as I go off to work, or it is getting in the car and knowing that my suit comes on of armor, or whether I am operating in a more domestic role at this moment. And I must go and step into dishes. I ask you, Earth, to protect me. As my mind gets stolen because the things that I am doing are not pleasant, like dishes, I ask you to remind me to relax even into that. Help me to relax. Help me to relax. Help me to remember that the earth has got me. Help me to remember that the sky has got me. Help me to remember my own heart has got me. Allow me to remember that all of these have got me and that I am safe. As I go into the world, I am safe. I am protected. I am safe. So you have a safety garment or an object. Sometimes for me, that's a rock. It's an easy one. I have a little bit of protection oil. Dear rock, ground me in my day. As I move along throughout my day, ground me. Remind me to remember Earth, even in my most mundane moment, even in my own unpleasant moment. Remind me that meditation is always here. And as I touch each object, each dish I wash, I'm reminded that each dish is lovely. And the feel of water comes over my hands, and I remember that water has got me. Water has got me. Earth has got me. I feel the sensual nature of the oils and the smoothness of the stone. And I remember calmness. Calmness and the smoothness of the stone. And in those moments, may this talisman always be here for me, reminding me that I am still here. Lovely to be with you all. That felt performative. I feel you all. I feel you all. Bye.